If they have less money to spend, they're obviously going to go to fine dining restaurants less frequently. When they go, it's usually for an occasion. For an occasion, they definitely want an experience. If they get an experience from Saxby's Coffee, they get an experience from another casual restaurant, you can imagine how many times it's magnified in fine dining. So everything really has to be point on. And then they're going to go back and they're going to talk about it on social media, and it's going to get a bad reputation really quickly. Even though people are spending less money on fine dining, there are still many fine dining options out there. So we really have to choose carefully, and they scrutinize. They do a little bit more of research, and it's more of an event planning. They want a little bit of theater involved in with that fine dining experience. I think that the best example we have here in Washington is out in Great Falls, at L'Auberge Chez Francois. How many of you have been to that restaurant? Wonderful fine dining. Chef Jacques is doing the same thing that his father did many, many years ago. It's just that really impeccable service. They've got an 80-person staff. That's almost unheard of nowadays by anybody. It's a really, really large staff of professionals. And it's so well executed that no matter what course you get, they bring it out at the same time, no matter how large your party is, and everybody is eating every single course and finishing every course at the same time. It's really a beautiful event. But he also just recently opened a brasserie in the back, which has a little bit of a lower price point. So just kind of like the fashion designers are doing their haute couture, and they're also having ready-to-wear, and they're doing Target. The restaurateurs are doing the same thing. They have the high fat, they have the fine dining, and then they have the midpoints, and now we're going to see a lot of them opening more casual. I recommend it to many of my clients who are coming, especially people from overseas, when they want to open in the States. A lot of people think by starting out in fast casual or even casual that you're kind of not offering yourself everything that you could, you're not taking advantage of the restaurant experience, or that you're not good enough. But in today's economy, I think it's really smart to open up with casual or with fast casual and then move up instead of doing it the other way around, because you really, really have to prove yourself. A lot of these fine dining guys that are doing well now have been in the business for half a century, and that's why they're able to maintain. So I think that that's really important. The memorable dining experience can be had by a very talented chef, a very talented manager or a restaurateur, and then also really savvy marketer, and someone who's out there doing research and market research and finding out what people want in that dining experience, what's important to them. A lot of times people really want to be transported to a different culture. So it takes a lot of orchestration and a lot of thought to be able to carry that off. Another question that is here is talking about how many different hats restaurant chefs have to wear to today's marketplace and how difficult that has become. And it's very, very difficult because a lot of people open up restaurants because they love food. Maybe they're a chef and they want to have their food, or they come from a specific place, New Orleans or Italy, and they want to have the right food from their culture, or they have a really strong food philosophy. They want to do organic food, or they want to do something the right way. So they open up with all this passion. If you don't have the right financial or restaurant management group behind you, and they don't have the right marketing team working with them, and I think the third really important ingredient is knowing your own personal limitations, myself included. Whoever's going to open, to really know what they can't do. So many times I find people with not great math skills being responsible for all of the financial activity of a restaurant and wondering why it isn't doing well. I get brought in, it's true, I get brought in as a menu designer, and very quickly, in about 2 hours, I'm figuring out, how come this is here, how come this is there, how many of these do you need to sell? The people don't know the answer. So it sounds like a no-brainer, but pride is involved, especially when you're dealing with individual owners or investors. They may have had money from a different career, and now they're bringing it into the restaurant industry. So to realize, when people need a certain amount of help, and then to go ahead and bring in consultants or bring in other people who can help you, because there are so many people, especially in New York and DC, we have a lot of service industry with a lot of people who are capable of bringing on this type of help. So it's out there, and the most successful combinations that I've seen of restaurants are chefs who sometimes happen to be married to a marketing person, so that's like a built-in, or married to a financial person, or if not, very close friends, or they hire really, really good marketing and financial people. You definitely need finance, marketing, good culinary direction, and good management to pull all of it off. And if you can only wear one of those hats, fine. Just make sure you put enough allowance in your business plan to hire other people with those talents.